Yo, what is going on today, guys? It is your boy Aaron, and welcome back to another banger YouTube video. In today's video, we're doing like a little live video. I haven't done one yet where the stock market is currently like open and actually ticking and doing all that stuff. We're just gonna be talking about NuBank today and how it's been doing, how it's been performing, and its potential in the next couple weeks. And then we're gonna be talking about some news and kind of what's been driving this recent price action and this recent rally. If you think you're gonna like this one, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and let's just jump straight on into this one, man. If you go over here to the daily chart, you can kind of see that we are in this awesome little channel, moving right on up. We are in an overall uptrend. We are in a bullish trend currently, and right now we are in this channel that has been respecting pretty freaking nicely. Every time it's hit the top resistance, it's gone down, and every time it's hit the bottom support, it has also gone up. And like every other time, it's done the same thing back here on, what is this, Friday, January 16th, and Tuesday, January 20th, and kind of has been rocking and freaking rolling since. Tons of news came out this week, tons of news came out last week. We're really not like tons of news, but some great news came out last week that just kind of started this initial fire uptrend and has kind of started just to continue. We're going to talk about the news last week first. I've talked about it before. I've talked about it a lot, and that is NU and Formula One, specifically Mercedes and their Petronas team, has partnered together to kind of, I guess, change the way that viewers experience Formula One. I'm not really sure what they mean by that, but this not only opens the door for tons and tons of new people to see what NuBank is and to kind of like get their first look at NuBank, it also opens the door for continued growth, because this is kind of a step in the right direction. They're partnering with huge sports franchises, and hopefully they're going to be branding and wearing the uniform like this right here. This would be sick if their drivers are going to be starting to wear this. But this announcement, this partnership, has started a rally that has kind of been going again since Tuesday of last week, and it has been going strong since. The top of this channel could be sitting around, I don't know, like maybe 1880, 1870, depending on when it gets up there, maybe 1890. And then it could hit that and then start to go back down and just continue in this channel until earnings comes back out. I genuinely think that is what's going to be happening. So just kind of be on the lookout for that. But that is kind of what started the news. Some other things that I wanted to kind of talk about was this other new little expansion that they're doing. So NuBank is investing $474 million to expand offices under its hybrid plan. So, in case you didn't know, NuBank Holdings was strictly for a long time just a digital online banking service lender type deal. Kind of what SoFi is, a fintech, if you will. It was strictly a fintech digital company. And then I think Brazil started changing their laws and started to require NuBank to have a physical branch. And then so they just started to apply for that and started to expand. So this right here is a part of that plan to start expanding into more offices. They're going to have brick and mortar buildings. It's not just going to be online. So they're going to have physical branches. And now they are going to start requiring 70% of its staff to work in the office at least 2 days a week. So a lot more great minds going in, thinking new ideas. They'll be able to catch stuff in case things are going wrong. I'm going to assume this is going to increase customer service and all kinds of things like that. So they are really focusing on expanding, getting again new partnerships. They're expanding into their hybrid plan. They're getting new offices, new buildings. So NuBank again is really on its way, man, to a $20-25 stock with all this expansion and this growth that is kind of coming on. But let's just go back to the chart. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Let's talk about what's happening intraday. In case you don't know what that means, that just really means during like market open. So as you can kind of see here, we kind of dropped a little bit in the morning to the 1810, and now we are right up here at the high of the day of 1856. And if you can see, and if you know a little bit about the market, it looks like we may have a little double top here, which again is no big deal. It's intraday. It could get invalidated, or it could go down a little bit. And in the grand scheme of things, that's okay because we're holding this stock as long as we possibly can, or until just something changes in the management and tells us to sell. But we're holding this as long as we can. Some other things that I want to talk about is how many buy ratings and upgrades that NuBank has been getting over the past couple months. As you can see here today, positive. Got a maintain that positive by Susquehanna. I'm not really sure. I've never really heard of that. But they got a upgrade from 22 from 19 or 222 from 19. So we're getting upgrades there. Oh man, a lot of other ones have kind of upgraded it. I think the average may be around $25 currently right now, which is still a significant uptick from where we are right now at $18, and a very, very nice little uptick from where we were just last year around April, of $8. Man, that's whenever Trump was doing all that tariff stuff. Of course, nothing stuck. The SPY today is also in an uptrend, and if you look at this, really this uptrend kind of coincides with this uptrend. So NuBank is also following SPY pretty freaking decently. And with that and news and buy ratings, all of that is just a recipe to continue to expand and explode. Another thing that I truly really want to talk about is the number of institutional investors that are invested in this. And if you see this number right here, it is around 84.2%, which is just freaking insane. Some big names: State Street, BlackRock, I can't even say that. Bali Gifford and Co. Like, look at this: 4.31 billion, 2.9 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion, 200 million. Like, y'all, if this 200 million is 5% of the company, this has got to be, y'all, this is insane. Or maybe all of this here makes up 5%. I'm not really sure. All I know is that there is a mad amount of institutional investors that are driving this and holding this. And as many of you know, and if you're new here, I'm going to tell you, us, you and me, you watching this at home, me speaking to you, we don't really drive the price up, right? These institutional investors with billions and billions and billions and money and liquidity who could just pour it in at any moment, they are the ones that truly control what the stocks do and like where they go. So you just got to follow them, right? And I didn't know this up until today when I decided to make this video, that this amount of institutional investors owned NuBank. And this is good. It can be scary because if they decide to, start selling, it's a lot of money that's going to be coming out. But again, I don't see that happening anytime soon, at least for the next 3 to 5 years. I think they're just going to continue to either pour in or hold or increase their positions or whatever they decide to do. But going back to the chart, that is about it, y'all. Lots of great news coming out. We got this partnership. We're in this channel. We're in an uptrend. We're going up. I truly see this hitting, going back down at least until the earnings a little bit, or bouncing back off of this and just kind of, whipsawing back and forth until earnings happen, or until some more news comes out that just kind of blows past this little channel, and then we continue in the uptrend. But I really truly don't see a downtrend happening unless Trump comes out and says something, unless they just completely and utterly change their business model, which again, I don't see that happening. So I think we're in for a nice little ride this year, especially by the end of the year. This is going to be $25. I'm calling it right now. It could be even more. It could be $30. But that is today's video. If you guys think you learned something, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If I haven't convinced you to buy one freaking share of this by now, I'm not really sure what will, but give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.